Calculate the slope of a line using a formula. This is part 5 of 6 videos about slope, which is also part of the Family of Functions series. Recall this is the slope formula given the coordinates of 2 points on a line, x sub 1 comma y sub 1, x sub 2 comma y sub 2. Slope is the change in y over the change in x, which is found by subtracting the y's over subtracting the x's in the same order. Press pause as needed anytime during this video. Our first example is find the slope of the line that passes through these 2 points right here. What we need to do is assign the values to the 4 variables. So x sub 1 will be -2, y sub 1 will be +5. We color code them just to distinguish them. X sub 2 will be 4, and y sub 2 will be -3. Now we can substitute those values into this formula, and we'll rewrite it over here. And so y sub 2 is -3 minus 5 for y sub 1 over x sub 2, which is 4, minus a -2 for x sub 1. Be careful that you put the numbers in the correct spots. Simplify that. -3 minus 5 is like -3 plus a -5, -8. This is like 4 plus 2, which is 6. And then simplifying negative divided by positive is a -4/3. So the slope of the line containing these 2 points is -4/3, meaning it slopes downhill. But let's verify this graphically, just so that you can see that the formula does work. So we have a grid here. We're going to go ahead and verify this by plotting the points. -2 up 5, +4 down 3. Draw a line to contain those 2 points. And draw in that right triangle using this segment as the hypotenuse. Change in y will be in blue. The change in x will be in red. This line slants downhill. The slope of the line is negative. The change in y is 8, if you count. Change in x is 6, if you count. And so it's going to be the negative change in y over change in x. So -8, 6 simplifies to -4/3. Same answer as we obtained by formula. Example 2, find the slope of the line that passes through these 2 points here. So what we'd like you to do is write the formula down, assign the values for these 4 variables right here, and substitute. Please pause to do this and then resume when you're finished to check. So we're going to let x sub 1 be 6 and y sub 1 be -2. X sub 2 is -1 and y sub 2 is -4. And by the way, you could switch these. You could let this be x sub 2, y sub 2, and so on. Doesn't make any difference. Substituting -4 minus a -2 over -1 minus a +6. And then we have to simplify that expression. Pause to do this and resume when you're finished. So this is -4 plus 2, -1 plus a -6. So we're going to get -2 over -7. Negative divided by negative is a +2/7. So this line should be slanting uphill with a slope of 2/7. We'd like to verify that graphically. So go ahead and, if you're going to do that, press pause. Otherwise, let's just see what it looks like. So a lot of things went on here. We plotted the 2 points. We connected them with a line. We made that right triangle using this segment as the hypotenuse and saw that the change in y is +2, change in x is +7. Going uphill, it's going to be a positive slope, 2/7. Same answer that we got before. If you need to check that further, please pause. Example 3, find the slope of the line that passes through these 2 points. Again, what we'd like you to do is sign and substitute. Pause to do this and resume when you're finished. So here's what we assigned for x1 and y1, x2 and y2. Now we substituted, we got -4 minus 2, -3 minus a -3. Go ahead and simplify that. Press pause and resume when you're finished. This is -4 plus a -2 is -6. This is -3 plus 3, which is 0. And simplifying that, this is undefined, which means the slope of this line is undefined, or we say that the line has no slope. And what kind of lines are we talking about? Vertical lines have no slope, or the slope is undefined. We'll verify it graphically. If you want to do this, go ahead and pause to do so. So we plotted the 2 points, drew a line, saw it was vertical, and vertical lines have no slope, so this does check. Example 4, find the slope of the line that passes through these 2. We're going to let you go ahead and do this from the beginning. Pause to do this, resume when you're finished. First of all, we assign and substitute. So here's our x sub 1 and y sub 1, x sub 2 and y sub 2. Again, you could change the order, it doesn't matter, as long as you're consistent. -1 minus a -1 in the numerator, -3 minus +2 in the denominator, and simplifying that, we get 0 divided by -5, and that would be the number 0. So this is a horizontal line with a slope of 0. Again, we'll verify it graphically. If you want to do that, pause. If not, here it comes. We plotted the 2 points, connected them, and saw that this is a horizontal line, and all horizontal lines have a slope of, you guessed it, 0. Now you try some. Find the slope of the line that contains these 2 points. Pause to do this and resume when you're finished. And so we show how it's done algebraically using the formula. We also verified it graphically. There's a lot going on here, so please pause to check your answer and resume when you're finished. Again, you try some. We've got 2 examples. You could do one or both, your choice. The answers only will be on the next page. So here's A, here's B. Pause to do whichever ones you think you need to practice, and then resume when you're finished. So for A, the slope is positive 2/3. For B, the slope is undefined or no slope. You may need to pause this to check your answers and resume when you're finished. We encourage you to view video 6 about slope next, which is drawing lines with given slope.